And now to our next story. A smoke bomb was thrown at a house in the village of Beit Tilu near Ramallah today in a suspected price tag attack. A man, a woman, and a 9-month-old baby were rescued uninjured from the home.
Another suspected price tag attack perpetrated by Israeli settlers in the West Bank, this time in the village of Betillo near Ramallah. Hussein al-Najjar lives in this house with his wife and 9-month-old son Karam. Around 1:30 this morning, someone threw 2 bombs, broke the glass of the window, threw 2 bombs into the house. The bombs exploded in this room. The door was locked. The smoke started to sneak outside from underneath the door. The family was sleeping in this room. The father, the mother, and a 9-month-old boy, their son. The family awoke, and just in the nick of time, they all left the house.
I was inside. I called my brother and the neighbors. They came. I had difficulties opening the door.
Hussein, still in shock, said his family suffered severe smoke inhalation and added that he suspects Jewish extremists from a nearby settlement. The word revenge and the phrase "hello" from the detainees of Zion were sprayed in Hebrew on the side of the house. Palestinian police informed their Israeli counterparts, who arrived at the scene with the army. Hussein said that these attacks happen frequently, but it's the first time with a gas bomb.
It's the first time they use gas here. They burned cars, threw stuff at people, wrote hate messages.
Mr. Derwish, a relative, called on the Israeli government to protect the villagers and prosecute the attackers.
If the Israeli government wanted to stop and arrest this group, it could. If they intend to, they also could. A state can't defeat a group? Is this logical?
Israeli police said they suspect the attack was nationally motivated.
Yes, and I'm joined now in studio by former Shin Bet agent Gonen Ben Yitzchak. Good evening. Thank you for being with us. And Mohammed Al-Qasim, I-24 News analyst and correspondent, and the author of the report that we just saw. Good evening, Mohammed.
Good evening to you.
Well, Gonen, let's start with the big question. Based on the information that we have now, how likely is it that this was, in fact, a price tag attack?
First of all, using the word price tag is walking the way those terrorists want us to go. This is terrorism. It's not price tag, and this is terrorism. First, second, you see what happened. We remember how everything started before the murder of the Wabshi family in Duma. This is how they work, and I think one of the relatives said to your correspondent that the Israeli government needs to protect them. Yes, the Israeli government needs to protect them.
And the Israeli government needs to protect them. And how can it deal with the incidents such as this? What measures can Israeli security forces do or implement to deal with attacks that are continuing to happen like this spontaneously?
First of all, don't say spontaneously, because I'm not sure that this is really the case. Secondly, the Israeli Shin Bet has all the power to stop it. Just now, we hear all the lawyers of those who are in the interrogation room regarding the Duma murder, crying, that the Shin Bet is using its force against them. This is how we need to stop terrorism. Don't use the term Jewish terrorism or Palestinian terrorism. This is terrorism. The Israeli Shin Bet has all the means to stop it.
So why is the interrogation of the Duma attack taking so long and under such secrecy?
Well, every interrogation regarding terrorism, whether it's a Palestinian or other, is always under secrecy. The work of the Israeli Shin Bet is secret. This is not something that this is how the Shin Bet is working always. It doesn't matter whether it's a Jewish interrogatee in the interrogation room or Palestinian. So it takes time, okay? The work of the Shin Bet is not to get a confession from them, is to get to the truth. And this takes time.
Well, Mohammed, while this is taking time, you've been with the family in Duma several times. You've spoken with them. Give us the feeling on the ground, which often we miss when we talk about this in terms of the interrogation.
Well, first of all, the feeling on the ground is that this family, the Darwish and Najjar family, they're very scared. And they came so close to a repeat of what happened in Duma just 5 months ago. They missed it by just a few steps to the door before the neighbors and the father opened the door and they went out. Now, they're saying that even though they asked the Israeli government, and they say, and I'm quoting here, that as an occupying government, they should protect us. They don't really have much faith in the Israeli government in protecting them. What they're saying is that we hear a lot of words, but we don't get much action from the Israeli government or the Israeli army. Now, the area where this, the Duma village as well as this area is under Area C, which the Palestinian police doesn't have much authority in these areas. They can't get there. In fact, they have to coordinate with the Israeli police and the Israeli army before they get into Area C. So the Palestinian police can't protect these villagers. The Israeli army, according to the villagers, doesn't seem to be really interested in protecting them. In fact, they say that they're just trying to protect the settlers and protect the identity of those who commit these attacks. So there is this distrust between the Palestinians as well as the Israeli government, and not much faith between faith in the Palestinian Authority by these Palestinian villagers.
Well, Gunen, finally, I want to talk about this issue of torture that has come up in terms of this interrogation. There have been several claims, protests were held in Israel because of this issue. How much truth is there to that, as far as we know?
As far as I know, all the allegations about torture in the interrogation is false, though I must say a democratic country needs to check and investigate whenever someone says, I've been tortured in the interrogation. It doesn't matter again. If it's a Palestinian, many times Palestinians say we've been tortured, or in this case, the Jews that are in the interrogation room. We need to remember, the Israeli interrogation today is under, the Shin Bet is working under the Shin Bet law that was established in 2002. The Shin Bet respects the law. And if there is any kind of claim, we need to check it. This is how democracy works.
Yes, and it remains an open wound in so many respects. Mohammed Al-Qasim and Gulen bin Yitzhak, thank you very much for joining me. We're off for a